Welcome to Appalachia. We have only just arrived in West Virginia, and I have already discovered a local snack brand that's available only here. Hello, Goblins and Goblinettes. Welcome back to another edition of Destined to be Goblin. Destined Goblin here. This is where I will try a food product of some kind, maybe something you didn't even know existed, and I will decide whether or not I should give it my Destined Goblin seal of approval. Alright, we have a lot to cover here. I've got a lot to tell you. This video has the potential to go a little bit long, so bear with me if you will. Got some really interesting snacks here that I am very excited to try. Now, Mrs. Goblin and I have moved over to West Virginia right now. We are here for Mrs. Goblin's work contract. We will be here for about 3 months. But the way I tend to record things and roll things out, chances are you're going to see a lot of these videos for even potentially years to come. I've still got stuff that I have recorded back when we were in San Francisco. I've got stuff from Florida. I've got stuff from Maine the first time we were there. So I'm slowly releasing all of those videos. I don't like to put out more than one video at a time. So that's why I kind of get backed up sometimes and things kind of sit there for a while before they eventually roll out. But Mrs. Goblin and I have arrived in West Virginia, and the first thing that we did when we were here was hit some of the local grocery stores and see what some of the local snacks are. Now, I did a little bit of research, and I found out that West Virginia has some very classic food items that are attributed either directly to the state or to this Appalachia area. And I will actually eventually have a video coming out where I'm going to try some of those locally made foods, some of those things that are very unique to West Virginia. That's going to be coming in the future, though. I've got a snack brand today, and that is the one thing that we're going to hit today. Now, I try to put a positive spin on everything. I don't like to really dwell in the negatives or anything like that. But when I was doing a little bit of research in West Virginia, or on West Virginia, and I should mention that this is not the first time that I have been here in the state. I actually graduated college from Ohio University, which is right on the border of Ohio and West Virginia, and I spent quite a few weekends in West Virginia, so I am familiar with the state. Lots of really positive things. It's a beautiful state, tons of forests, lots to see here, lots to kind of explore. One negative thing, but I'm going to put a positive spin on it here. One negative thing is that West Virginia is actually considered to be the unhealthiest state in the country. And that is because of the diet. I guess I could really sum up the traditional diet of West Virginia as being a lot of comfort food. Now, as we know, comfort food tends to be high in calories, tends to be high in a lot of things that aren't necessarily the healthiest for our bodies. But comfort food is also something that I tend to highlight here on my channel. So I'm excited because I think we're going to have some opportunities to try some really interesting food items here as we go along. But we are starting today with this local snack brand. Before we get to that, I do have one more thing to say. Of course, we are in a new area. So, of course, I'm going to need a palate cleanser. And that means the debut of a new mug. Now, the other thing that I was really excited about as far as coming here to West Virginia is that you have heard me mention several times on my channel that I am very interested in the paranormal. I have always had an interest in the paranormal. Ever since I was a little kid, I actually had a paranormal research group that I ran with my friend Walter. So there's a shout out to Walter in Florida. So I've had experience with the paranormal. I've always been interested in the paranormal. And one aspect of the paranormal that I have always been interested in is cryptids. Now, you can kind of group the paranormal into three sort of main groupings. You've got your ghosts, you've got your UFOs, And then you've got cryptids. Now, if you don't know what cryptids are, they are basically animals, creatures that may or may not exist. Things that haven't officially been found, classified by science, or anything like that. So you're talking Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster. Those are your classic cryptids. West Virginia, there is nothing that says West Virginia more than Mothman. Mothman, the Flatwoods Monster is another big one here in West Virginia, but Mothman is everywhere. There's a Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant, which we've already checked out. We've only been here a few days. We've already been to the Mothman Museum. And I am debuting right now my Mothman mug. So Mothman is going to be joining us for this journey here in West Virginia as our palate cleanser. Now, let's get to the snacks because these look tasty. Okay, so the snack brand we are talking about today is Mr. B. They're the bee's knees. There you go, right there. This brand of chips is only available here in Appalachia. I think it's only available in West Virginia. I'm not sure. I can't say that I've really looked in across the Ohio border or anything like that just yet. But I know that this is, from the research that I have done on this company, this is the only brand of potato chips that are manufactured exclusively here in West Virginia. And they're, the neat thing about these chips is that they are manufactured in a facility, and then they are distributed directly to their retail stores. So you're going to find these in all of your grocery stores. You're going to find these in your gas stations, all the convenience stores, all of that. But there's no middleman. So if you're talking about, one of those national brands of snacks, they're processed in an area, they're distributed, they're sent out to other local distributors, and then those distributors may keep them in their warehouses for a while, and then they distribute them to their retail outlets. These come directly from the plant right to the stores that are selling them. So they're supposed to provide a fresher chip overall. We'll see. We're going to check that out. And these have been around since 1951, and there is a little paragraph here on the back. I'm going to read this one. Since 1951, Mr. B has been making the finest potato chips from simple ingredients right here in the Mountain State. Our potato chips are made from real, whole, fresh potatoes. We pick our potatoes based on flavor and not looks, so no two chips are exactly alike. We leave the skins on and cook them slower and at lower temperatures than the big chip companies because perfection takes time. The result is a true blast from the past. So, I am excited to try these. These are old school potato chips. I think maybe they all say that. Well, they say different things. We're going to look at these different flavors. But this one right here, this is the 1951 recipe. So this is the first flavor that we're going to be starting with. I'm anticipating these are going to be more similar to a kettle chip than anything else, especially after hearing that description. But we will find out in just a second. These are 150 calories for a 1-ounce serving, and there are 8 servings in this bag. So let's go ahead, open these up, and see what the 1951 recipe of Mr. B's potato chips, made right here in West Virginia, are all about. Wow, that is the biggest burst of potato chip aroma that I have ever gotten off of a bag of chips. These chips look great. They look like they're all cooked really well. They're a nice golden color. They're pretty uniform. I know it says no two chips look alike, but they seem like they're all fairly similar. They're around the same size and shape. They look very nice. That's a nice looking bag of chips right there. Let's get one of these out here. So it looks like they're not cut too thin, not cut too thick. You can see that the skin is on, definitely. I am seeing, and I'm also feeling, a little bit of salt on them. They don't look overly greasy. They don't feel overly greasy. Okay, let's just go ahead and try this. This is the 1951 recipe. This is the original recipe of Mr. B's potato chips. Good potato chip flavor. Little bit, it actually is a little bit greasier when you bite into it. They do actually feel a little bit greasier than I had anticipated by feeling what the chip felt like. Nice balance of salt, nice level of salt there. Overall, pretty good chip. Let's try a couple more. There is a thickness to this chip that is not immediately evident when you look at it, but you definitely feel it when you're chewing it, when you're crunching it. It's thicker than, say, Lay's, but thinner than some kettle cooked chips that you might encounter. I can honestly say I don't think I've ever had a chip that really is this thickness, this kind of cut. And it makes you feel like, yes, you're eating something that's not a Lay's chip. And it's kind of it's substantial. I mean, I don't know that you could eat a whole lot of these because it does feel like a thicker chip when you chew it. Okay, that's the 1951 style. I like the chip overall. I would like a little bit more salt on there. And I don't know. I like the flavor. It's a good potato flavor. I don't know that it's anything outstanding. Like if I was basing things on this chip, this flavor only, do I like this enough that I would want to come back to West Virginia just so that I could get these? Not really, but we've got 3 more flavors to get through. All right, let's bring out Mothman. Let's cleanse the palate and let us move on. Okay, looking at the time here, I can see that, as I said, this is probably going to be a long video, so I hope you bear with me because we've got some interesting flavors coming up here. This next one, 304 style. Now, at first I was confused by this. What the heck is 304 style? But I have actually run into this in the past. I ran into it in San Francisco. I think I ran into it in North Dakota as well. That's the area code. So you will see a lot of times flavors of things or locations will refer to their style with their area code. So 304 style, basically West Virginia style. That's what their area code is. These are 160 calories for a 1-ounce serving. Can't remember what the other calorie count was, but I feel like it was less than 160. And these, actually, it says that now that these have onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and turmeric extract, and natural smoke flavor. And let's see, is there anything? There's nothing on here. That little paragraph is the same before. I have heard, I did look this up a little bit and see exactly what 304 style is supposed to be reminiscent to. It's not just a plain potato chip, but this is how we make them here in West Virginia. From what I've heard, this is supposed to actually be kind of similar to the all-dressed flavor that Canada prides themselves on. With a little bit of combination of that ketchup and barbecue and sweetness and smokiness. So we'll see. And especially hearing paprika and onion and garlic and turmeric, maybe that's what we will get here. Let's try this. Oh yeah, these smell very much like those all-dressed chips. In fact, these sort of smell like ketchup chips. And you can see they do have that coloration on there. That makes you think barbecue. Wow, these chips are huge. Look at the size of those. Makes you think barbecue, makes you think ketchup, something like that. That is enormous. Some of these chips in this bag are huge. Okay, this is the 304 style from Mr. B. The Bee's Knees. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Pretty strong vinegar tang on this one. Yeah, I would say very similar, very reminiscent of the all-dressed flavor from Canada. I actually think I prefer the all-dressed flavor over this. This is almost a little bit more like a very tart, very tangy ketchup. That seems to be the predominant flavor on this. But these potatoes are so large, for one thing, and the thickness gives that extra pop of that potato flavor, and this chip really holds up to those spices. That's kind of impressive. I mean, there's a good amount of seasoning on these, and it does not overpower this chip, because that chip provides such a strong potato flavor, since it is that thickness, that cut, and that cook. That's impressive. All right, Mothman is back. We are halfway done, but I saved the two most interesting flavors for last. Okay, this is something that I will get into when I do my video on the foods that really scream out West Virginia. One of those foods is biscuits and gravy. And we've got a biscuits and gravy flavor. Now, more than that, these are sponsored, or they're I'm not sure if they're sponsored or if they're supposed to be reminiscent of a product from Tudor's Biscuit World. Now, if you haven't heard of this is a local fast food-ish type of chain that is here in West Virginia. And just like it says, Biscuit World, all of their products come on biscuits. So they've got all different types of sandwiches, all different types of items, food items, that are all served on biscuits. Everything they do there is biscuits. Biscuits and gravy. That sounds pretty good. 150 calories for 1 ounce serving. We actually have we do have a little bit of a description, a different description here. So this is a partnership between Tudor's Biscuit World and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Apparently for 25 years now they've been together. Could anything be more Mountain State than Mr. B potato chips flavored with Tudor's Biscuits and Gravy? Two delicious local icons combined into one. As West Virginia's only potato chip manufacturer, there we go, we are dedicated to our loyal local customers and their unique taste buds. Tudor's Biscuit World is the go-to spot to get your comfort food fix on. Just what I was saying. We think this match is almost heaven. And then Make-A-Wish, West Virginia, to show our dedication to the region, a portion of the proceeds from the sale of these potato chips goes directly to Make-A-Wish, West Virginia. That's pretty cool. And if you would like to help, you can scan the QR code on the back, and you can actually donate to the Make-A-Wish Foundation as well. That's pretty neat. Wow, that is a unique aroma. Oh, I don't know that smells like biscuits and gravy. I'm not sure. That smells more like farm. I don't know about this. I guess we'll see. I mean, okay, we'll try it. That's what they look like right there. I love biscuits and gravy. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think the aroma is correct on this one. But I guess we will see. Does this taste like biscuits and gravy? Here we go. And that, by the way, biscuits and gravy, very much West Virginia. Now, of course, not exclusive to West Virginia, but West Virginia claims that as one of their food items. Don't know if it originated here. Don't know the background of biscuits and gravy, but it is considered to be a very specific West Virginia food, biscuits and gravy. This one is really unique. I'm going to take another one of these first before I give you my thoughts here. This is different. When you eat this, while you're chewing it, I don't really think it tastes anything like biscuits and gravy at all. When you finish, there is sort of an aftertaste. There's something that comes in at the end, and you would swear you have just eaten some biscuits and gravy. And it happens every time. It's like while you chew it, you don't really notice that flavor. But as soon as you swallow, You would swear you were eating biscuits and gravy. I think I really like these. So I'll give you a little secret on some of the food items and things that I do here. A lot of times when I get these products, what you see me eat on camera, a lot of times is the only time that I will actually eat that. Mrs. Goblin ends up taking the rest of the packaging into work and sharing it with her coworkers. It's not like I'm sitting here and completely consuming all of the products and everything that I eat. Mrs. Goblin's not going to get these. I really think I like these. This is different. I've never had one of these specialty flavored snacks that when you first eat it and you're chewing it, you're thinking, okay, this is just a plain old potato chip. I don't know what the big deal is here. And then as soon as you swallow it, oh, there's all that flavor. This is really unique. I like this a lot. And Mothman is back, and we have one more to go. Okay, this last one is the one that I have really been looking forward to, and I definitely hope that this one comes through, because this could be something really special if it does. Now, if you look up unique foods to West Virginia, things that really scream West Virginia, I can almost guarantee, no matter what website you're looking at, what source you're looking at, the number one item that you're going to see is the pepperoni roll. That is apparently something, I'm not sure that it was actually created here for the first time in West Virginia, but West Virginia has really embraced pepperoni rolls. They are everywhere. Any restaurant you go to has them. Every grocery store has them. They are absolutely everywhere. Pepperoni roll from Mr. B. These are 150 calories for a 1-ounce serving. And I'm looking at the ingredient list here, and these do have Parmesan cheese, smoke flavoring, buttermilk solids, paprika. I don't see anything that says pepperoni flavor, natural or artificial, so I guess we'll see what we get. But pepperoni roll is our last item for the day. Wow. Okay, it doesn't say pepperoni in the ingredients, but boy, it smells like pepperoni when you open that bag. That smells just like you've opened a package of pepperoni. That is an impressive aroma. That makes me excited for these. I have high hopes for these. Look at the coloration on these too. Look at the amount of seasoning that's on there. Pepperoni roll. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, these are fantastic. Wow. They're very cheesy. And there's some heat. Oh, and that heat kind of kicks in at the end. I don't know what this company is doing with these seasonings, but somehow they really bring out that flavor after you swallow. Whatever they're doing with these seasonings, it's like they've figured out a way to bring that flavor really forward after you swallow it. And I mean, this tastes just like pepperoni, cheese. There's a lot of cheesiness to this. There's that heat there. Oh yeah, these are really good. Yeah, Mrs. Goblin won't be getting these either. Wow, these alone, these are fantastic. I've got to be careful with these because I could sit here and eat this whole bag. Mr. B, you make a pretty good product. I love these two flavors. These are the two big winners for the day. We're going to balance everything out. If I had done this one on its own, I would probably give this one a perfect rating. But we're going to kind of balance everything out. We're going to say these are the two big winners. But Mr. B, overall, excellent. 3-star seal of approval. All right, there we go. Mr. B exclusive to West Virginia, exclusively manufactured in West Virginia. You might be able to pick them up along the borders of the state as well. I'm not 100% sure about that. But if you are in Appalachia at any point, look for those. Those are really interesting. It's a good start. We just got here to West Virginia. There will be much more to come, so stay with me. I will catch you next time.